Hi, ladies and gentlemen. You know, this is a beautiful day. The sun is bright. The sky is basically blue. The grass is beginning to show some greenness. It's like a beginning. It's not the old grass coming back, it's new grass. And I'm thinking, ladies and gentlemen, how wonderful it is to live in a world where you are free to be who you are, especially when you know who you are. Now, what I want to say today is this: people will believe anything. Listen to me. If you do not know the truth, you will believe anything. If that is true, you might wonder, then why is it that people don't believe the truth? Well, the thing of it is that the truth is always under the guillotine. You know, the thing that cuts your head off. It's always there because for some strange reason, the world that we live in exists on the concept that what it is that make it what it is the thing that is, and nothing else should possibly be. And so that being the understanding, that being the attitude of the world in which we live, then truth has no space. You see, the truth is the anti of what we are familiar with. I guess it's easier to put it this way if you go more specific, more direct. Each of us is just like one of us. When there was one human being on the face of the earth, that one human being had a power that was superior to that one human being. And just for our references, I'm going to refer to that power as God. One human being. Then there were two human beings. And those two human beings had one God. It was the same God. And then there were 8 billion humans, and each had a God. And it was one God, the God that they all had. And just like that God was responsible and is responsible for their existence, that God is responsible for their inheritance, for their life. But that God determined that for life, it must be the most important thing to you. You must give life to life. You must give your life to life. You must accept life and let nothing keep you from that truth. Because the enemy of that truth is death. See, in order to accept life, you recognize death. And you know what death is because you were under the bondage of death. But for some strange reason, you awoke and you see death just as it is a threat. But for you, you recognize death as everlasting life. It has brought you to the point where you have chosen life over death. You see, that was a power that people have given credit to. Whether it's true or not, the storyline show is beautiful. You remember when they say that Moses went down in Egypt land and told old Pharaoh to let my people go, well, if you remember that, you probably remember the story. They try to give you some idea of what it was during the Ten Commandments. He didn't go down there to punish the people. He went down and said to those who had control, the earthly power, who were being manipulated by principalities of power, spiritualness, spiritual evil. He wouldn't let my people go. Well, there was a point in time when they were leaving. Somebody said they didn't leave broke. They had been in slavery all this time. They left with all kinds of gold. They left all the riches, put it that way. And when they got in trouble, they say the Red Sea was there, or the sea. And through a process and miraculousness, that sea opened up and allowed these to cross. They still protected, while the others came in to cause damage, were not drowned. And so that says that this is the power above humankind, protecting humankind in a sense, like everybody wants that same power to do today. The only difference is that that was that time and now it's this time. And this time requires that we, the people, play a part in it. Because where we were freed from, wherever we established ourselves, reestablished ourselves, the foundation of our living was basically what we had been exposed to our lives. And when we try to include our understanding of the spirit, it was just as damnable as the norm. And so that's the way we really came. And each of them always had a choke over the neck of everybody else who was under their leadership, under their guidance, under their control, under their manipulation, under their propaganda. They would kill you. Well, there are other things, they embarrass you, they jail you, put you in prison, rob you, steal from you. But eventually they will kill you as an individual and they will attack you as a nation. Yes, this is how evil works. This is exactly how evil works. But as I was saying, that one who came here to solidify what I've shared with you thus far was one they called the Jesus, the Christ, who lived in this world. And the story goes that the man didn't do any wrong. All the man did was that which was best, that which was representative of the power behind creation. It was like giving us human beings a message that we did not have. It was to say that throughout time we had been deceived and we had always been deceived, and it didn't matter who came, what method was used, and how we received it. It always ended up a continuation of hell. And what was the real reason? Because of the fear of death. Evil will do it to you, baby. I'm not lying. But this one came through because there was another message that we didn't have. And this was brought through Jesus, the Christ. And that was to come here and do all of the right things, to speak to every last one of us. And we could appreciate it or not, but he represented the right things. And what happened? Was basically rejected by the state because it took the power from the state and put the power back in God's hand. And God was the deliverance of we the people through the Spirit. And they couldn't go for that. And the religious order, whatever that meant in those days, in that time, they had the same problem because they had been in a position of authority, position of power. And here's someone coming and saying that what this is better than that. This is the truth. Maybe what you've been going through was a measure of truth for those who didn't know the truth. But now the truth is before you. The power is in you, not them, but you. Already there. All you got to do is tune in the frequency. And so they couldn't go for that. And so they both, the state and what we represent is that which have control over us today. It's the law, the state, the government, the system, and what we believe in regards to a higher power. And they are embracing one another. They have allowed themselves to exist continuously through the compromise. And the compromise denies the truth because the truth cannot be compromised. And so what the young man Jesus did was roll right through here for the world to see. He done a lot of miraculous things to get your attention, laid the hand on the sick, opened the eyes of the blind, caused the lame to walk. I guess this man was something else. As a kid, he was my hero for sure. And having done all that, having been represented mostly everything that we ourselves either couldn't believe or wish we could, and said, my, if we could. And then this one went straight up on that cross. God, some of the worst persecution. That was a statement to all of us who were watching. Go through the worst persecution. Don't go through that little stuff that give you maybe a little pill and you go out or touch you on your heel or something, you pass out. You know what I mean? No, put you up there before the world to see you going through the worst hell that anyone can go through. This is worse than getting your head cut off. But he's up there for it because it's a statement to you. It's a statement for the whole world to see. He has said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life, and no one can get the understanding of God except by me. What do you say? No one can get the understanding of God except you walk the same path I'm walking. And I am walking this path because this is the path of truth that I come to share with you. And it is the path of freedom. It is the path of liberation from the hell that you're in. And if you don't want to live in this hell, then you see me. Then you walk this path. That is evidence. That is evidence. See, because as you walk this path, you're going to do what's right. Wherever you find darkness and you're having some contact with it, you're going to represent the light. Can't help yourself. And that's not doing anything but opening up, spreading the watch so people can see. And at the same time, evil pushing you on out of this door as fast as it possibly can. It's a joy to you. Because when they push you through that door, they've liberated you from hell. And where do you deserve to be? In heaven. In the real heaven, where people have chosen to be in heaven, when people have rejected. You see, it's one thing to just not have a choice, but now to have had a choice to live it and then choose to reject hell and choose heaven and do those things and that that only those who can see. Everybody is scared to death. They're scared to death, man. You know the story. You were, if you aren't in it now, you were. And so now you've chosen it. And people recognize, hey, but he didn't, the story didn't just leave you there because that could be a frightening situation. The story says the young man was buried. Yes, buried, or however they did it. And on a certain date, he was there no more. He was up out of death, alive, went back to his group, those who appreciated him, those who knew him, and verified himself amongst them, saying to them, you see, this is true freedom. Death cannot control you any longer. I have conquered death before your eyes. You see me. This is what they call the resurrection. You see me. You saw what I've gone through. And I'm telling you that this is the way because you are free. You're free from whatever they could threaten you with when you decided not to go their way any longer, but you were going to walk a higher road. And you walk that higher road. And the world sees, but they don't see because I'm showing myself to those who can see, you. And now that you can see, you become just like what you have seen and you do see. That's how the people will see. Because while it was just once me, now it's all of you. And you go out there and become just like you have become. Get them to become just like you have become. And that's how we free people from hell or change hell to heaven on earth. Now, to me, this is wonderful. I was so glad to get that message because the message that we used to have was that we were going to hell, we were punished, and all of that kind of stuff because we had sinned. I couldn't understand why we had sinned. We didn't even know what it was. But now the message is clearer for all of the godly reasons is that it was about liberation. We had been deceived to be like we are. And that one came to share with us the truth of life so that we might see it and grab onto that path and ride as fast as we possibly can by doing what is right in this life. While at the same time, we know we are doing it because they're pushing us out, can't stand us. And that's right on with the right on. That's mean, like ladies and gentlemen, the school is telling you, you got it going on. So I'm trying to excite you. I'm trying to excite you about a different way of thinking about life. We've thought about the kind of life that allows us to allow everything to go on. You know, like I said earlier, we'll believe anything when you don't know the truth. Well, see, you know the truth when the truth is working for you because you'll do everything you possibly can to hold on to it. You don't want to give it up. That's what you do to evil. You accepted it. You don't know anything better, so you try to hold on to it, whether it's democracy, whether it's some other sea, whether it's Russian or Chinese, whatever it is, wherever you are, you know, you accepted it, and none of it is working. But, as far as you're concerned, it's the best thing yet. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is not the best thing. The thing that is best is that which works for all. And who's deserving of that? Those who want it for all. They are the ones that will be known by standing up to represent it for all, and they will not be settling for anything, which become a teaching mechanism or tutorial to the rest of the world to understand, to follow, to see. Man, I didn't mean to talk this long, but it got kind of good to me. So I'm going to cut it off here. I hope I have said the things that were necessary to be said, and I hope it means something at least to me. To me. See, I'm the captain of this ship. I'm not the captain of your ship, but the same power that got me here to say these things to you as captains of your ship to do with it as you see fit. And I want to thank you for taking the time. Until next, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.